All right, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, EJ Parker. This is the oldest bone that I own. Tonight, before you, you'll see it. All right, so let's get right to it, shall we? Let's get it out of its protective envelope. I got some notes. I'm prepared with my notes. Great to see everyone. This is by far the oldest bone I own. I'm going to talk about what it is, how I got it, how you can find one, what kind of animal this is, and all that. So here we go. Check this thing out, first of all. What is it? This is a 66 million year old Triceratops rib in the Matrix. It's in the Matrix. Check this thing out. It's not complete. If it was, it'd be a lot bigger. This is awesome. I got this on eBay for 90 bucks. I think that's a deal and a half. This is from the Lance Formation in Wyoming. We're going to talk about Triceratops. We're going to talk about how this was formed, this actual fossil, how if you want to buy one of these, how I can recommend you can find something like this for a reasonable price. And we'll just kind of look at it. So basically, I got this on eBay about 2 months ago. I'm an amateur paleontologist. I've always had a fascination with dinosaurs. I took a few classes in college, paleontology classes, but nothing serious. I buy a few fossils here and there on eBay just for me. I mean, just for the fun of it, my fascination. I find a few here in Ohio, but they're not dinosaur bones. They're like ferns and like shell fossils, but fossils nonetheless. So this is a Triceratops fossil. Triceratops, right? It's one of the most iconic dinosaurs that lived at the last slice of time before the comet or that meteor hit and pretty much killed all non-avian dinosaurs. So this is a rib from that animal, Triceratops. It would go somewhere here, as you can see there in that illustration. Again, this would be much larger if it was complete. There would be an extension here, and then it would go, 4 or 5 feet that way. But this kind of gives you the scale of the animal. This is just, if I can really hone in my imagination to get the scale, it's like, whoa, this thing was like beyond a tank size. Like, this is think about like a pork rib or whatever kind of rib, a human rib, right? And then think about this. I mean, this is the animal. Just got to be like, if that thing rammed you, you wouldn't, that's it. Come on. The horns, right? Think about horns on a cow versus horns on a Triceratops. First off, you know why cows wear bells, right? Because the horns don't work. And the horns are made of basically like hair, where Triceratops, their horns are made of bone. So that's just from like fighting T-Rex for millions of years. They just honed into this T-Rex, because T-Rex and Triceratops lived at the same time during the, late Cretaceous period, right before the meteor hit. So the Triceratops was designed to fight the T-Rex, and those must have been epic battles, repeated again and again and again and again. If I had a time machine, that might be one of the first things I go see, a T-Rex fight a Triceratops, because why the hell not? So I have notes. So let's talk about the animal first. So it's about the Triceratops. This is roughly 66 million years old. Triceratops can be 26 to 30 some odd feet long, around 12 tons, a little more, a little less. The skull size can be 8 feet long or more, which is like a third of the body size. I think a Triceratops has got one of the largest skull sizes in the animal kingdom of all times. It's ridiculous, right? And the horns are bone. The horns can be like 3 feet long. They were designed to fight T-Rex. It's amazing. When I was a kid, these toys were, it was like a dragon that was real. That was like, as a kid, I was fascinated by dinosaurs, as I'm sure you were if you're watching this video. And it was like when I was like maybe 5 or 6, wrapping my head around that, wow, this toy Triceratops was actually a real animal. Like, even though it was millions of years ago, it was still real, even though it was like a dragon from like He-Man. You know what I mean? That's what I thought as a kid, and I still think it as an adult. Anyhow, so this is from the Lance Formation in Wyoming. The Lance Formation runs through Wyoming, Montana, and the Dakotas. And to kind of sum up what the Lance Formation is, it's kind of like, it's a rock formation, and it's a slice of time. It's like a rock formation exposed to the surface of the earth, and it's a slice of time was like the grand finale of the dinosaurs. It's quite amazing. It's one of the few places on Earth where the late Cretaceous period is exposed. The grand finale of the dinosaurs before kaboom, right? That's why we find all these Triceratops. I believe paleontologists call like Lance Formation, Hell Creek area just like Triceratops headquarters, because they're just abundant. It's statistically the most common large dinosaur fossil found. I haven't gone out west to look for fossils. It would be a dream come true to go out west and find anything substantial. This would make my year, finding something just like this on the ground. Again, this white, this like chalky gray is the matrix. The matrix, it surrounds us. The matrix surrounds this dinosaur bone, and I believe it's sandstone. So let's get a close-up of that. Come on, that rib. Look at that. I wonder if a T-Rex was gnawing on this thing. Scavengers were. You know that. Look at this. So it's about, I guess, 11 inches long or so. How did this form? So, in order for a fossil to be created, it requires a dead animal and rapid burial. So this Triceratops died, and it was buried. It lived near somewhere where it was buried. That's another reason why Lance Formation was a great fossil factory, because way back then it was more like a swamp, kind of like it was hot like Florida. So when animals died, there was it was like a swamp. They sank quicker, right? Then it was buried in sediment and mud, and mineral-rich water seeped into the porous bones, where all the vessels are and all the porous bones, right? The muscles and the flesh are long gone. This skeleton is under sediment, and mineral-rich water seeps into the porous bones. And like calcium, like in your sink, or I don't know, like maybe like your coffee machine, that white stuff, that's just calcium. So that seeps into the bones and replaces the actual, like biological matter with actual mineral. Like it ceases to become biological and becomes a stone, but it's a perfect copy of the bone. So it's amazing. I gotta be careful of this thing. The matrix is falling apart, or maybe that's the bone. A little crumble, just kind of crumbled off. I gotta be careful. This thing just stays in a box pretty much. I think it was kind of like glued together too. So I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. I'm not gonna remove any of the matrix. So this the bone became this calcium copy of the bone, and then geologically somehow it was exposed in that neck of the woods out west in the USA, like Hell Creek Formation, Lance Formation, and people find these on the ground. It's amazing. In Ohio, where I live, Northeast Ohio, I go, out walking in the forest and rivers, and we find, again, like shell fossils and fern fossils and trace fossils, but this area has been exposed far too long for dinosaur bones to remain. They've been weathered to nothing. The Appalachian Mountains are some of the oldest mountains in the world, and they're also some of the flattest. Because they're so old, they've been weathered down to nothing almost. So any dinosaur bone on the surface would have been long gone in this area. So let's talk about how, if you want one of these, how can you get one? Well, if you live somewhere out west, just go out and look if you're allowed to, depending upon your local laws. This one was from like private property. The person that I bought it from on eBay explained like, oh, this is from a private ranch, blah 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 blah. So but as an eBay buy, I'm a full-time eBay seller of antique and vintage items. My eBay store is Vintage Classic Solutions. The link's in the bio. I do sell fossils from time to time. Anyhow, if you want to find something like this at a reasonable price, you want to look for the sellers that kind of find it and then just flip it or sell it. I hate the word flip, but just resell it. I mean, if you steer clear of the curated shops where it looks really professional because their prices will be expensive. You want to find the sellers that kind of have the so-so photos. You can probably see their boot in one of the photos and like a dog bowl or whatever on the ground. But they're the folks that go out to their friend's property and find these things and just come back and just sell them for, $80, $100, just whatever. And the prices are a lot more reasonable than like full-time dedicated paleontology or fossil or dinosaur bone stores. So you want to find those sellers, and they're out there on eBay, that just kind of have that kind of profile, because they can find some gems and sell them for great prices. Anything T-Rex is worth a ton of money because T-Rex is so iconic, but you can find some sellers that just find it and sell it for a bargain. So if you're looking for like a T-Rex, whatever, just keep your eyes peeled on eBay, because you never know what you can find, but you got to look. And eBay's open 24/7. What else about this Triceratops? That's pretty much all I know about Triceratops, besides the fact that they're bigger than rhinos. They are a hair bigger. They're bigger than elephants. I always imagined in my head like these battles, these epic beast battles. I mean, it's just gotta be crazy to witness what went on back in the Cretaceous period. To be a fly on the wall back then, oh man. But so this is going to look at the oldest bone I own, a 66 million year old Triceratops rib section, entrapped, still in matrix. As we can see there, the gray matrix surrounds the bone, the oldest bone I own. I'm your host, EJ Parker. Thanks for checking out this episode of The Oldest Bone I Own, and we'll see you next time.